Hello again and welcome back to another session of Commerce class with me, Suman Rathore. Students, it is very much important for a businessman to know the financial position of his business and its standing in the market. And for this purpose, financial statements are prepared. Actually, profit and loss account is a part of financial statements which shows all the revenues and expenses of a business for a particular period of time. The main aim of profit and loss account is to calculate net profit or net loss by following the accrual basis of accounting during a particular period of time. Actually, profit and loss account is prepared in continuation with trading account, but as we have covered the preparation of trading account in our previous video, so today we'll focus or we will understand the format and the preparation of profit and loss account only. So let's start our today's session. So this is our format of profit and loss account, and generally in accounting it is prepared in continuation with trading account, but here for better understanding I'm showing it separately. So the left hand side of this account is the debit side, which will record all the indirect expenses of the business. And the right hand side is the credit side, which will record all the indirect incomes of the business. So the first item on the expenses side or the debit side is office expenses. So this will basically include all the administrative and office expenses of the business. So the first item here is salaries and wages. Now the important point to be noted here is that whenever the term salaries and wages is given in the question, it will be considered as salaries of employees of the organization and hence will be considered as indirect expenses of the business and debited to the P&L account. But if the term is given as wages and salaries, at that time it will be considered as direct expense and will be transferred to trading account on the debit side of the trading account. Now the other items which will be debited to P&L account under the head office expenses are rent, rates and taxes, printing and stationery, postage and telegram, lighting and telephone, legal charges and audit charges, traveling expenses, etc. Now second item on the debit side is selling and distribution expenses. Now this will include all the expenses which are directly related with the sales and distribution of the goods of the business, like carriage outward, advertisement expenses, commission, brokerage, export duty, delivery charges, etc. Now the third main item on the debit side of P&L account is financial expenses. Now these are those expenses which are incurred in respect of arranging finance for business, and this will basically include discount allowed or interest on loan or bank charges or interest on capital, etc. Now the last item on the debit side of P&L account is miscellaneous expenses, and this will include all the other indirect expenses of the business like depreciation, donation and charity, entertainment expenses, conveyance expense, etc. And then the credit side of P&L account will include all the indirect incomes of the business like rent received, discount received, commission received, interest on investment, dividend on shares, bad debts recovered, profit on sale of assets, and income from other sources and miscellaneous receipts. And then after recording all the indirect expenses and incomes on their respective sides, the total of both the sides will be taken. And if the total of debit side of P&L account falls short, then the balancing figure will be net profit, which will be transferred to the capital account in the balance sheet and which will ultimately increase the amount of capital. And if the total of credit side falls short, then the balancing figure will be net loss, which will be transferred to the capital account in the balance sheet, and this will ultimately reduce the amount of capital of the business. Now in our next video, we will understand balance sheet and will take up a question to understand how financial statements are prepared practically. That's all for today. Thanks for staying in tune and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you and goodbye for now.